we religious really believe in the process of common discernment? As we know, we are religious. We are called to follow the will of God. We are all together as a community seeking and finding God's will for our life and for our mission. As Paul says, try to find how to please the Lord. In that perspective, from my experience of guiding religious communities, I would like to bring out certain ways and means to make our communal discernment effective. First and foremost, we need a right disposition where we experience interior freedom to enter into the process for which we are called for. First and foremost, the prayer which enables us to come to a deeper disposition. That disposition will enable us to listen to the other and listen to myself. And the interior movements which we go through, that will enable us what God is telling us. At the same time, the listening to our own companions, those who are with us, that also help us to understand what God is telling to me through my companions. That gives a freedom, an indifference which enable us to go forward with the matter in which we are concerned. At times, our emotional attachments, at times our way of looking at certain matters hinder us to enter totally into the process. That moment, as from my experience, I would say we have to pause for a silence. Wait for a moment. Ready to enter into, look into ourselves, what are the things are hindering me? The biases, the attachments, or certain preconditioned ideas. The freedom in which I enter into the process, I may able to listen to the voice of God through my interior movements, as well as I listen to the companions with whom I deliberate. Those things, few things like this: prayer, deeper disposition of indifference, and ready to listen to other, openness to voices of others and myself. These elements enable us to enter into a proper disposition and right way of understanding God's will in the matter in which we discern. In my experience, I realized the spiritual conversation enables each member to come to a right disposition. So I would say we have to more and more emphasize the disposition plus right spiritual conversation. Through spiritual conversation, we are entering into a deeper level of listening. In that listening, the real voice of God emerges in me and in my companions. That enables to come to a right voice or right will of God in our community. So ultimately, we are looking for what God wants from us today. Where God is leading us today as a community, as a religious group. That is our life and our mission. For that, the certain things which I mentioned earlier, once again I like to say it: a right disposition, prayer, listening, spiritual conversation, as much as possible keeping away from our attachments. That may give a right platform where we can come to know what God is telling us.